Miss Robin, we reunite. And again, it's like reuniting with people that I've known and worked with before. And when you think about the pandemic, you think of people sitting in their basements, pale, frail, not able to get outside. And then there's this guy, the great Matt Vasgersian, who used to be tan all the time when he lived on the West Coast in San Diego, showing his lightning bolts, doing baseball all over. Now he's up there in the MLB Network studios in Secaucus, New Jersey, and he's getting ready to make trips up to Bristol, Connecticut. Matt Vasgersian joins us from ESPN. Matt, how are you, man?
Tony, it's good to see you. Good to be with you, man. This tan, by the way, don't be fooled by this. This is pandemic boredom tan at its finest. There is not a weed in my yard. It is spotless because I'm out there like the kind of weirdo that I am, making sure no bad weeds are there. There's no bugs in I'm outside just looking for stuff to squash and pull. That's how I'm tan.
So that's how I get my sun. I haven't had much, but they're right. It's incidental sun. I don't go out and lay on the beach. It's not a Sid Rosenberg. I got to go to a tanning salon.
Fake and bake.
Fake and bake. You don't do the fake and bake, do you? No, I don't mean that kind of fake.
No,
that's wake and bake. Yeah,
right.
No, I'm not. I've never done either. Actually, I'm too worried about getting sick from the UV rays.
Exactly right. But you look good, man. You're ready. Baseball a week from tonight, Matt. Are you ready for baseball again? Did you think we'd ever live to see the day over the last couple of months that they would actually get something going, and they could have been playing by now? But we'll take it. We're a week away, man.
Yeah, you know what, Tony? I was a Pollyanna the whole time, and I really thought I was super optimistic that they were going to play the entire time. All the labor disagreements, the disagreements over protocols, pay, prorated salary. I thought there's way too much at stake here for them not to do this. The only time that I had a little pause was when Commissioner Manfred flew to Phoenix, had the widely reported 6-hour meeting with Tony Clark, the head of the Players Association, at the end of which they said, we are right there. It's a matter of dotting I's and crossing T's. It was being reported by every respectable baseball writer as a done deal, and then it wasn't because the Players Association called when the commissioner was somewhere over Nebraska flying back home and said, hey, you know what? I know we agreed on this, this, and this, but we actually need this as well. And it blew up. That was the only moment I had a little pause, but that was a short time, and here we are, as you mentioned, a week away from first pitch.
Well, Matt, do you view this season, regardless of what happens, as an asterisk type of season for whoever wins the championship?
I don't, man. You know, I mean, this is what it is. It's a tournament-style season. It's akin to a college season, a long high school season. We would all agree that 60 games might not reveal who the best-built team is. But whoever's best over 60 games is going to get a chance to win a World Series. And I say embrace the format, embrace the changes. All the so-called traditionalists who are pooping all over the extra innings rule and the 3-batter minimum, this is not your time to make those objections. You can do it next year. We're back to 162, hopefully. But this year you have to allow for all the weirdness, all the changes to try to get the season in.
No, I agree with you. And Harry and I have been positive, too, not because we want to deny science or anything else, but, you know, the way these teams are getting ready, what they have at their disposal as far as testing and cleaning stuff up and all that, I figured they would do it. And, again, they're not going to do fans. Football's going to try to do some fans if there's a football season. Baseball's not. So they're really taking precautions. But the thing, obviously, that's going to be the most skewed is stats. You know, the 400 hitter, you know, who's going to win a Cy Young? I mean, are they even going to give out a Cy Young award and, you know, and the Rolaids Relief Award?
Yeah. Oh, Tony, you are dating yourself, man. They haven't done the Rolaids
I
Relief
know. That's why I wanted to throw.
years.
I wanted to kick it old school, man.
Like Goose Gossage era.
Bruce Sutter got that, I think. Remember, he was a Rolaids Relief Man of the Year.
Right.
Don't we need the Rolaids Relief Man more than ever right now with all the agita we've gotten from all this crazy stuff we have to go through?
No question. But the way bullpens are run right now, the Rolaids Reliever of the Year would probably end up with 6 saves and 75 appearances, totaling about 30 innings. That's the way bullpens are run now. But look, to your point on the awards, I'd be okay with it either way, Tony. I know a lot of people are advocating strongly in favor of still doing the postseason awards, MVP, Cy Young. And it sounds a little selective, but I would say this. I have a better time with an MVP than I would a Cy Young Award winner because your best pitcher is what he's going to get maybe 12 starts in this shortened season. that seems a little weird to me. But MVP, by definition, the most valuable player of a season, whether it's 60 or 16 games, there's still going to be a most valuable player. So I guess I'm kind of trying to have my cake and eat it too on those.
What are some of the bigger challenges for doing games? Now, you're going to be doing the games up in Bristol.
Yeah, he's going to be in the studio.
Right.
And he's going to be up there watching on a monitor and doing it. And then Buster Olney's going to be in D.C. on the field.
So he's going to be at the game.
Yeah, so Buster's going to be there from what I read, Matt. And you and A-Rod are going to be in Bristol, right? In the same booth, you're going to have a window between you. How's that going to work? Sorry.
Yeah, we don't know what it's going to look like yet. I think they want us in the same room for the reason of making eye contact with one another. Not being at the ballpark means fewer things to distract both Alex and I. Buster will be in D.C. for this opener. And then I think the plan is where the host team is comfortable with it, they'll try to get to the ballpark if it's in the Northeast. But, on Sunday we're doing Giants-Dodgers, and Buster is not likely to be on the West Coast. In fact, I can say he's certainly not going to be on the West Coast. So it's going to be case by case. We don't know how it's going to look, how it's going to go. My only concern with all this is that in the broadcasters' kind of zeal to make things look good and sound good, everybody's using crowd noise, right? They're going to pump in crowd noise at the ballpark. They're going to do it through the broadcast. I don't want so much of that we lose some of the authenticity of what's happening on the field. I want to hear infield chatter. I want to hear the benches. I want to hear the umpire and the batter who just thinks he got squeezed talking about it. And with no fans, this could actually be pretty cool. I hope they embrace the real transparency of this. It could become really neat reality TV.
Matt Vasgersian, ESPN, Major League Baseball, a week away from tonight. I'm getting goosebumps already. Harry Mays here has a lot of questions, too. First of all, not about your tan, because he knows Sid Rosenberg. And Sid, there's no way. Although your tan is really good, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't know why I'm obsessed by it.
You are.
You have a great. Because I'm
it's
whiter
a farmer tan.
I'm whiter than a ghost this year.
I'm not going to show you, but my torso looks like your forehead right now, Tony.
So is mine.
It's pure farmer tan.
Yeah. Well, what's it going to be like doing games now with the possible next owner of the New York Mets?
First of all, I will say on the record that I hope that happens, and not just because I think I could score a couple of tickets every once in a while. Again, this is going to sound, because I work with Alex, because I'm friendly with Alex, and I've spent time with Jennifer. Even if that wasn't the case, if Major League Baseball really is serious about growing the game, appealing to a younger dynamic, is there anything sexier than having Jennifer Lopez own a team in the biggest market in the free world? Really?
Yeah.
And by the way, if you really want to go down the road of inclusiveness and diversity, how about a Latina female owner?
Yeah.
Is that redundant? I think that's redundant, by the way, to see Latina female. To have a Spanish speaker, and the game is 35% Spanish speaking as it is, who's a huge star, maybe the biggest in the free world, own the team. If it doesn't happen with the Mets, I would imagine that there is more than one NBA franchise that would really want to kick the tires on bringing Jennifer Lopez into their ownership group.
Now, it sounds like you're trying to get it.
Wait,
it sounds like you're trying to work your way into a sequel to Hustlers as a guy in the club when the girls are in there, taking care of all those dumb guys who are giving them money and then they turn the tables. I don't want to give away the plot.
I didn't see the movie.
I don't want to give away the plot, but have you seen Hustlers?
I have seen Hustlers. And I'll stop short of saying, I lived it as a victim, because I didn't. But I think all of us could identify with the poor slobs that were in there getting taken for everything they got. Hustlers was a good film. Jennifer was great in that movie.
She was.
And that's
she
the
was
one
terrific.
thing. She can dance, sing, act. And by the way, if she owned the Mets, that's a slam dunk.
Absolutely. Walk-up song. Now, will there be walk-up songs even though there's nobody? I want the organ to go, I need music. I need noise. I don't want to hear quiet baseball with a cavernous stadium and then all the empty reverb noise. Like the guy who went into the Costco and picked up the phone.
The intercom.
Did you see that video? The guy in the Costco picks up and then he drops one and it reverberates through the entire Costco facility.
That gave us almost an hour of content last week, Matt.
Yeah. Hey, look.
There it is.
like it. The old radio guy in me. I've suggested this, and they didn't take me up on my services, but I would like to provide my own kind of audio tracks over the scoreboard. A guy kicks one in the outfield. I got my own little sound effect thing right here.
You got to bring a 360 machine into the booth, like I have right here.
Yeah, that's what a guy strikes out. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why not?
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, we have one of these right here, man. You have to have the Price is Right theme in there. The failure of the Price is Right horn.
Imagine if you did that. If there was a guy with a laptop doing exactly what you're doing and kind of poking fun at the players, the players would be so pissed off.
Oh yeah.
They look up to the press box. You can make eye contact with anybody in the stadium with nobody there. And, you get a lot of this and, hey, you, all that kind of thing. It'd be kind of fun.
The guy would get the bat and point it up to the press box looking for the play-by-play guy. Wouldn't be able to find him.
But he's in Bristol.
He's in Bristol, Connecticut. It's a great opportunity for you to do.
Will there be a cardboard cutout of Matt and Alex Rodriguez in the broadcast booth like there will be in the stands for some of these teams?
That's a great question, Matt. Will you be will it be cutouts behind home plate so when people are watching, they could picture you being there?
That's a great idea. I know that the A's and Giants are doing it. The Red Sox are doing it. Somebody actually put a bunch of us from MLB Network in Miller Park at a Brewers game. But if we want to do it on our own behalf, it's $99 a pop, and I'm way too cheap to do that. I'm not spending $99 on.
You work for MLB Network and ESPN. You know how much money they have?
I'd try to expense it, and it would get sent back.
I would just love to see behind home plate like 1,000 cardboard cutouts of Kirkchen.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like right behind home plate.
Yes. Well, you know who should be there?
Army.
You know who should do this and just walk into the ESPN booth with you and then make a special appearance. Oh. One of the all-time great drop-ins of all time, Matt, and I still have it here.
It's not that busy, man. It's not that busy.
Sut, man. Sut's got to stop by and join you and say, which I say to you all the time.
You guys have me cracking up all the time.
You guys have me cracking up all the time. I don't know. It's one of the greatest moments in baseball history. A lot of people may not know what we're talking about, but you were doing it. Was it L.A. or San Diego where that happened?
It was in San Diego. It was home game.
Petco.
And Rick was at the ballpark with Bill Murray. And they were having a good time, and he decided it was his first year not being a part of our broadcast booth. So, we're friends. We worked together for a long time. He was very comfortable coming up and saying hi to the crew in the booth, putting on a headset, and letting it eat. And that was the kind of stuff you got. And poor Rick, man, Mark Grant and I were accused of kind of coercing him into that, and that was not the case. It just happened so quickly. And Rick got beat up a little on that one, and he didn't deserve it, unfortunately.
No, I agree with you.
Is he a friend of the show?
Absolutely. No, I love it. Sut was a great pitcher.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not trying to mock the guy now, but, you're watching a game. That's what people remember. There's so many ball games. How many opportunities do you have a guy come in, not like low-key faded like Ezekiel Elliott was on that Twitter feed, where he was on Twitch stream, where he was playing a video game, forgot that he didn't shut down the stream, and he's saying, whoa, we have the great drop there. You know the one about Ezekiel?
Oh, bro, I'm low-key faded, bro.
I mean, that's like the football equivalent to Sut coming into a booth after a couple of pops with Bill Murray. People have to expect that. There was nothing wrong. It wasn't like you were setting him up or trying to embarrass the guy.
No, and you know what? He didn't say anything bad.
Right.
They say that when you've had a few, your true self comes out.
Mm-hmm.
So we learned in that experience that Rick Sutcliffe's true self is a fun-loving, just good, decent dude, and that is what he is.
That's like when Robin on Fridays when we have we pour vodka because we have the happy hour at the end of the week. We pour some vodka because Robin and I are on keto. If you don't drink alcohol and you just have one drink, you get wasted right away, man.
Because of no carbs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so we always count. We have an actual poll every week. We actually put it on our Twitch stream. How long will it take after 5 p.m.? When will Robin start slurring and be absolutely white girl wasted with and Robin can drink and, with moderation.
This keto has made me a very cheap date.
Oh, Oh, you're on keto. I
Oh,
thought,
yeah.
Tony, I misunderstood you. I thought you said you were on Tito, and I thought that was
Well,
a
there's Tito's. Yeah, we have
we have
Tito's in there. We
Tito's,
pour
yeah.
that. But apparently
Got it.
when Robin can only have like 2 sips, but she drinks gin, though. She drinks Bombay Sapphire, same distance. I mean, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
We're not pouring any cheap stuff here. Come on, Rick. You think we're pouring Smirnoff or Pop-Off? Smirnoff's okay. Pop-Off or any of that other crappy stuff. We don't do that here, man. You know what I mean?
You just took me right back to college.
Yes. Red Solo Cup.
Oh, yeah. Well, red Solo Cups never go out,
No.
Harry. Everybody knows that it doesn't matter whether you're 70 or 7.
That's what I used to always tell the cops when they'd come to the frat house. We're not selling alcohol. I'm selling cups.
Exactly.
That's all I'm doing.
All right, Matt, the Nationals, obviously the defending champs. A lot of changes on that team. And then you look at the Yankees. And
Yeah.
they're the odds-on favorite with the Dodgers, right? Can we see things that you don't expect to happen? I mean, is there any way the Yankees aren't going to be a great team? I mean, we know Judge, his health is always an issue now, and they're always worried about him. You know, he could be unbelievable, but now apparently he's not healthy again. Is that the case that you hear?
Well, his neck, he pulled himself, or they pulled him out of a inter-squad scrimmage game 2 nights ago. He had a stiff neck. He's better. He played yesterday. He moved around fine, and I don't think they're concerned about him. Masahiro Tanaka, took a comebacker off the bat of Giancarlo Stanton early in this inter-squad season and had a concussion. He's back with the team, too, and hoping that he'll be active on opening day. Look, the Yankees are loaded, man, and unless something cataclysmic occurs in terms of a COVID outbreak or something that nobody could see coming, they are a dominant team. I do think this, though, in the AL East, the Tampa Bay Rays are every bit as good. And if things break right for their rotation with Glasnow and Snell, they're going to be right there, neck and neck with the Yankees. So I think both teams are postseason quality. And then once you get there, who knows? Because bear in mind as well, the trading deadline got pushed back to the end of August. And in a 60-game sprint, if a also-ran team gets out of the gate hot, say the San Diego Padres get out of the gate 20-5, they're buying all of a sudden at the end of August. And we might not think that to be the case as we look at it right now on July 16th. So it's exciting, man. I know there's no fans. I get that it's weird, but because every game counts for 2.7 games in a regular season. That's the math of 60 and 162. So for those reasons, everybody should be involved here, and every market should think that their team has at least a flicker of hope, even if you're Kansas City or one of the teams that's been bad the last few years.
Well, I know you got Yankees and Nationals on Thursday night. What are some of the other marquee games on your schedule for the first couple of weeks?
We have Yankees Nats, as you mentioned. We got Cubs Brewers the next day, which will be fun. That I-94 rivalry that we're all very familiar with. It's a good one because the Brewers are interesting right now, and a team like the Brewers, who've adapted to weird circumstances before, using the opener the way that the Rays kind of trailblazed a few years ago. They're good. And then our next game is Giants-Dodgers. And the beauty of the 60-game schedule is, from a national TV standpoint, most of the games we have are rivalry games. We've got Red Sox-Yankees twice. We've got Cubs-Cardinals, I believe, twice. So there are no storylines that we need to fabricate. Every game is a good matchup.
And you know that, and you'll be doing them all from the booth in Bristol, right? So you're going to just stay there. You're just going to get a cot and make a tent out there in the ESPN studios, or you're going to get to go home at least?
I think I'll be driving back and forth. It's a little 3-hour poke from where I am in the Northeast. But until somebody tells us otherwise, we're all assuming that they're all going to be done in the studio. I'm still holding out hope, Tony, that for the playoffs, we get the wild card game every year. We have the NL wild card this year. That maybe there's a chance we get to the ballpark. I mean, that's maybe a little hopeful on my part, but no one said no yet. Let's put it that way.
Exactly. That's all we can do is we can remain positive instead of the doomsayers who are just saying, there's no way. Why are they playing? What are they doing? And there's a lot of people like that. Harry and I are positive. I know it's hard to believe, man, but we are. I want sports to be played. I don't want them to do anything dangerous. I don't want people not to wear masks. If you say I want sports, then all of a sudden you're the bad guy and you're a science denier. And that's not the case at all. People want to see, especially leagues like MLB and the National Football League and the NBA, They have the money, they have the facilities, they have the doctors available to make sure that these players stay safe. And if they don't, they put them in quarantine and they're not around anybody else. So I don't understand the outrage every single day by a lot of columnists and people who think that we should never play sports again. In some of their opinions, that's how insane it's gotten, man.
Yep. I agree. Look, we need it. It's a public service. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the protocols for the NBA and the NFL, but I've read the manual in Major League Baseball. It is thorough. You could criticize it by saying it's over the top, but that's okay because you'd rather have it be over the top, leaning towards safety, than have them taking things for granted. And they're not taking anything for granted. I mean, some of the stuff that's in there, it'll blow your mind. Bullpen pitchers have to warm up with their own labeled baseballs that are traveled with. So, you're talking about roster expansion at some point. Like, how many guys in a bullpen? You could have a bullpen between 9 and 11 guys, and each guy has a bucket of balls with a sticker or his name on it. You know who really gets shafted in this deal is the equipment guy. How much Purell is that guy going to be spraying all over the place?
Right. Yeah, instead of putting the mud on the baseballs, he'll be putting Purell on the baseballs before the games. Well, Matt, it's great to talk to you, man. Appreciate your time today. Thanks so much. We're all excited. A lot of people knock baseball, and they've got a lot of issues with the younger fans, but to me, it still means summer's here, and we get to see you on ESPN starting next Thursday night, a week from tonight. Appreciate your time, man. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Yeah, guys. Good talking to you.
Thanks.
See ya.
There he is, Matt Vasgersian. Let's give him a roaring round of applause.
Absolutely.
I hope he has a walk-up song when he comes on at ESPN. You know what I mean? It's good stuff, man.
Good tan.
I know. I noticed.